Today, I'm really excited to show you a really great online resource for Christian homeschool curriculum that you can get started using today. Compass Classroom offers online video lessons and even live classes, all taught with a Christian worldview, including history, science, math, literature, and more. I think this could be a really valuable resource to use in your homeschool. So let's go through the entire program together and see if this might be something worth trying in your family. So let me tell you a little bit about what Compass Classroom is. This is an online video curriculum that can be used by really anybody who wants to purchase these courses. This is a Christian curriculum, so all of the courses will be taught with a Christian worldview. They have courses in Bible, history, Latin, literature, writing, and more. And you can purchase the courses individually or sign up for a membership, which will give you access to all the courses. These courses are designed for older kids, so they are going to be mostly middle school and high school level courses. Of course, if you have a younger student who you feel could benefit from these courses, you can certainly purchase them. The best way to get a feel for what the courses on here are like would be to sign up for the 2-week free trial of their membership. This way you can test out all the courses, and then even if you decide that you just want to purchase one course instead of keeping your membership, you can do that. Just remember to cancel before the 2-week trial period is up. And don't worry, I will show you where you can go to do that later in this video. You can also view sample lessons for a lot of the courses if you're not interested in trying out that 2-week free trial. So first, let me show you how you can shop for the individual courses, and then we'll go over the membership options. And we'll view some sample lessons as well. Okay, so if you go to the website and click shop here, these are all the different courses. So if you just pick one, this is how you would shop for an individual course. So let's say we're looking for American history. Just click here and you can see this is what is offered for American history. This history bundle is actually the complete 4-year history curriculum for high school, which includes American history plus 3 other courses. So if you wanted to purchase this, you would choose your video format and whether you want digital or printed textbooks. And you can see overviews of the 4 courses here. And if you're wondering how long you will have access if you purchase the streaming version rather than USB or DVD, you will get access for life, or at least as long as this website exists. So you will be able to use this for multiple children through the years, no matter which format you choose. If you just want the American history course, you can purchase that here. And just like before, you can decide which video format you prefer and whether you want the digital or print books. You can view sample lessons here, including PDF samples of the student book and teacher guide. So there's a lot of information to help you make a decision. And I'll show you some course samples later in this video as well. So that's how you can purchase individual courses on Compass Classroom. And you can keep shopping and narrow your choices down by subject and grade level. I think you'll find they have a lot of really great courses to choose from. So if you want to get access to all these courses, you might want to purchase a subscription rather than buying each course individually. And as I said before, you can get a 2-week free trial. And I have left the link for you in the video description where you can go to do that. They have 3 membership options: bronze, silver, and gold. When you get your free trial, it will only be available for the bronze membership, but you can upgrade at any time. All 3 membership options include access to over 30 streaming video courses, plus the PDF course books for each course. The silver plan includes access for up to 5 students, plus course facilitation, including guidance and discussion. The gold plan includes additional features such as grading and a 25% discount on live courses. And we'll talk about the live courses a bit later in the video. And just like pretty much any online homeschooling program out there, you can save a bit of money if you pay for the full year up front for any of these plans. But you might as well start out with a free trial. And if you click to sign up for free, it will be added to your cart and then you will need to check out. but it will be $0. Just don't forget to cancel before the 2 weeks is up if you don't end up liking it. And I'll show you where you can go to do that in a minute. So once you sign up for a membership, you're going to have access to 2 different websites, but it will be the same login info. The first site is the Compass Classroom website, and if you click up here, this is where you would go to view any orders you've made, access your digital downloads if you've purchased a full course, update your basic info, and cancel your subscription if you need to. And to do that, you just go to subscription settings and then click cancel. The second website, which you can get to either from the dashboard or by clicking streaming and subscription courses, is where you actually access the streaming video courses that are included with the subscription. So here you can go and browse through all the courses, and if you see one you like, such as this American Literature course, you can open it up, and then you'll be able to read an overview of the course and see all the lessons that are included. You can also click on materials to download the scope and sequence, and also to download all the lesson PDFs that will be needed for this course. If you're ready to start this course, you can just click on Start Course and you'll go to the lessons. So for this course, you can start by reading the introductory notes, and there's also a book list of some reading materials that you will need to obtain for this course. So these are books that are not included that you'll need to get separately. Once you've completed a lesson, you can click to mark it complete. Next, we have an introduction to the course video and an assignment before the next lesson here. At the top of the assignment are links to the PDFs that are needed for this assignment. But you can also click down here to download the course materials for this whole course all at once, and they'll be downloaded to a zip file. So it's really up to you how you want to do that. The first actual lesson is here, and this is a 1-hour lecture. So I'm not going to show you the whole hour-long lecture, but let's just watch a couple minutes together so we can see what it's like.
Good to see you. Week 2, American Literature. How was, in general, how was the reading?
I enjoyed it.
It was all right? It was a lot? Yeah. Which ones, so I kind of threw a smattering at you, which ones were on the difficult side of things, which ones were on the easy side of things, for whatever reason, word choice, length, whatever. On the difficult side of things?
I'm trying to think what it was called. It was
John Winthrop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, model of Christian charity, that one. Did anybody try my trick of reading aloud on that one to get past some of the weird spelling, 17th century spelling? All right, so we have some of that. What about others?
For some of the Declaration of Independence, like it wasn't hard to read. It was just like I had to think about each sentence and make sure I understood it.
Okay, because when we talk about the Declaration of Independence, we usually go to a couple of sections, don't we? What sections do we usually not think about or refer or study? We're reading. Do you remember how? Did any of you have to memorize the introduction before the first couple of sentences? All right. Okay, well, we can talk about that a little bit later, but usually it's that middle portion that we don't really think about or memorize. So that was that list of different things, right? So I'll see when we talk about homework and stuff, but just mechanically for homework, unless I ask for something during class or at the beginning of class, I'll just bring this blue folder for homework. So at the end of class, just make sure it gets in here. If you are doing something where your homework is, or your writing is in a journal that you're like, can't give me the whole journal, then talk to me after class. I can take some pictures or something of it and load it on my computer. But this will just be blue, our turn in for it. Because most of the time, like we're going to do today, we'll look at a couple of the assignments and actually improve them or edit your own work or add something to it that maybe one of the other classmates has said. So just in terms of practical stuff, getting ready for class, when we're starting, whatever readings we had, grab those, and then whatever writings you did for me over the previous week, get those somewhere close to hand. And then we'll work out exactly how to turn it in. So I want to be flexible for the format that y'all are using. If your parents want you to handwrite something, I want to accommodate that. If they are letting you type something or you have a cool device that you want to type on and send that to me that way, that's also okay. We might just need to have a one-on-one dialogue, which is great. When we get to like the research paper or a full-on essay that we've drafted a couple of times, I will want those printed out, but we're not there just yet. Okay, so homework, have it out or have it ready. We'll kind of look at it. We won't always look at every little bit of it during the class, and I'm not going to require anybody to share any of it today if you don't want to, but I will ask for some feedback, some volunteer sentences or parts of your paragraph if you have them. But we're still on the optional, kind of easing into it. Quick show of hands, how many of you, when you're going to the pool or going to the ocean, you're the person that just goes and dives right in? You don't even feel it. Okay, how many of you, if you do either of those situations, kind of put the toe in, want to acclimate the body, start sitting in, ease into it a little bit? Anybody more like that? Okay, yep. So we're kind of working in the second mode of things with the homework, but we are diving in now into our reading. All right, so let's start. Three objectives today. First is to evaluate some of the homework. So we'll do some of that together in class, and then I will see all of it that you have, or you send to me later tonight or something if you didn't have it printed. So homework evaluation. Secondly, we'll have a little dive into writing, talk about subjects and predicates, and try to improve our sentences a little bit for next week. And then thirdly, I'll introduce The Last of the Mohicans, our first novel together. All right? Okay, well, let's dive right in. So I asked you to have a dinner table conversation at home. Whether it was at the dinner table or not, that's okay. Maybe it was on the car ride to school this morning, maybe. But some place in which you and members of your family or a group of friends that you're around talked about one question. Does anybody remember that question? Sammy? What makes a good American story? Great. So we'll keep think back to what you had. I didn't ask you to write anything down, but if you can remember some of the details. So what makes a good American story? All right. First off, I hope you enjoyed just the function of asking that kind of question and seeing what your family members might have said. Maybe the last time you had a discussion, it was about something a lot more serious. Maybe it was about something not so serious at all, like when are we going to get more milk in the fridge, kind of thing. So this is not quite, Mom, Dad, what's the meaning of life? Nor is it, let's go get some more milk. This is somewhere in between. Okay, so a big mushy middle. But what kinds of things did you hear your family members say? What does make a good American story?
So mainly we talked about like how it should incorporate the American dream and like what the American dream really is.
Oh, good. Okay. This is a list, by the way, that we'll save and develop, so please do keep this down somewhere. We'll eventually try to make a checklist of things that make a good American story, because that's, in some ways, that's going to change over time, but in a lot of ways, we're going to see these themes and features pop up again and again and again. So first up is the American dream. We have some others. Let's develop real quick. What do we mean by the American dream? Or what does somebody mean when they talk about the American dream?
Like somebody who started down low and worked their way up.
Great. Okay. So the American dream, so from zero to hero. Okay.
So that's what the video is like. And then once you've watched that, there will be another assignment before the next lesson. So you just follow along with the course and mark each lesson complete as you go to keep track of your progress. Let's take a look at another course together now. How about this visual Latin course? I have to admit I don't know much about Latin, but I do know that these are popular courses on here. So you can click on the course and then you'll see an overview of the course, all the included lessons and course materials here. For this course, you also have the option to purchase the printed books instead of downloading the PDFs. And when you're ready to start the course, you can just go through the lessons in order and follow along at your own pace. These lesson videos are a little shorter. Let's watch a sample together.
Okay, we're back and we're getting into the lesson. We're getting into Latin, actually. No more concepts, no more talking about what Latin's going to do for you. Let's get started. We're going to start with a verb, an important verb. I'm not going to say the most important verb, but it's way up there. This is the verb to be in English. Now, if I were to conjugate that in English, and when I say conjugate, what I mean is I take that verb and I attach all the pronouns to it that we use all the time. Let me give you an example. If I say we're going to conjugate the verb to be, this is what it would sound like. I am, you are, he, she, or it is, we are, you all are, or they are. That's an English verb conjugated in a very simple form. Present tense, we'll talk about that much later. In Latin, that same verb is sum, S-U-M, sum. When we conjugate it, this is how it's going to sound. Sum es est. Sumus estis sunt. Now, we'll talk about sum and es, sumus and estis later. Not a whole lot later, but later. They are going to take a back seat because we're going to talk about est and sunt today. These are two of probably the easiest verbs to begin using immediately. Now, this verb, before we go on, in Latin, this verb in English and in Latin, I guess, it doesn't matter. This verb is the verb that shows existence or state of being. You may have heard your English teachers talk about that. May have come up with that in English or literature class. This is the state of being or state of existence. So you're not doing anything with this verb. You're just saying, here I am. All right, let's use it in some sentences. Est translates into English as is, sunt is are. So I have some sentences here on the board. Britannia est insula. Britannia is the ancient name for Britain. It's almost the same. Britannia est insula. Since I've told you that it's Britain or England we're talking about, you can probably figure out what the word insula means. It's island. Britannia est insula. See how easy that is? It's a breeze. Britain is an island. That's easy. By the way, insula is where we get the English word peninsula. Paine in Latin means almost. So Paine insula, peninsula, almost an island. Florida is a peninsula. Italy is a peninsula. Look at the next sentence. Silva est magna. Silva means forest. Magna means big. That's where we get magnificent. Silva, by the way, is where we get the word Pennsylvania, which means Penn's Woods. If you know the story of Pennsylvania, you know what I'm talking about. Silva est magna. Easy. The forest is big. Very easy. The next sentence. Puella est bella. Puella means girl. I think we've had that one before. Est means is, and bella means beautiful. So the girl is beautiful. Easy. Est means is. In the plural, est turns into sunt, and now it means are. So if we take these same sentences and move them around a little bit, we're going to change Britannia, or we're going to add a friend for Britannia, and we're going to say Britannia et Madagascar. Et, you see on the screen, means and. Britannia et Madagascar sunt insulae. We'll talk later about why I changed it from insula to insulae. We'll talk about that another time. Silva est magna, that's singular. Let's change it. Let's add another word in there. So Silva et insula. Now we have two words, so we have to have the singular verb to go with our singular subject. I'm sorry. That was all wrong, kids. We have to have a plural verb to go with our plural subject because we have Silva et insula. So Silva et insula sunt magnae. They are big. Puella et mater, the girl and her mom, sunt belle. They are beautiful. Est means is, sunt means are. Very easy to use. Now, to turn these into questions, also very simple. All you do is take the little word, or the little ending, ne, this is inflection again, remember we talked about that, add ne to either of those words, and then take those words and move them to the front of the sentence. So estne is, I could say estne Britannia insula, is Britain an island? Yeah, Britannia est insula. Estne silva magna, is the forest big? Silva est magna. Estne puella bella, is the girl beautiful? Ita, yes. Ita, yes. Puella est bella. You can do the same thing with sunt. Take ne, slam it into the end of sunt, move it to the front of the sentence, and ask the question. Sunt ne Britannia et Madagascar insulae. Are they islands? Yes. Sunt ne Britannia et Madagascar puellae. Are they girls? No. Sunt ne silva et insula magnae. Are the forest and the island big? Ita, they are. Sunt ne puella et mater bella. Are the mom and the girl beautiful? Ita, sunt belle. They are beautiful. Easy verbs to use. We're going to use them from now on. Do not forget them.
So now we've seen a couple of the courses and what they're like. And remember, with your membership, you can do as many of these courses as you want to. So you're going to see all the courses here, whether you're taking them or not. Courses that you've actually done work in will show in progress with the progress bar underneath and the percentage complete shown, as well as the date and time of your last activity. So that's how the membership works if you want access to all the streaming courses instead of purchasing them one at a time. So it's up to you to determine what makes more sense financially. If you just want one or two courses and you want to be able to use them again down the road with another student, it probably makes more sense to purchase them individually. But if you're going to make use of several of these courses at once, you may want to go with the membership. You might as well make use of the 2-week free trial to check out some of these courses in detail before you buy them. I personally find them to be very high quality. I think you will agree once you take a look. The last thing I just want to mention here is their live classes. These are not included in the membership, but you can get them for 25% off if you have the gold membership. So it's now October and most of these have already started, but this is definitely something to keep in mind for next year. You can also start now for the classes that still have room, and you'll just need to watch the recordings of the classes you missed so that you can catch up. These are live classes taught in weekly Zoom meetings, so if you're looking for something more interactive for your kids to participate in, this could be a great option. If you're interested in checking these out, just go to Shop and then over here to Live Classes and click on whichever one that interests you to learn more. So I think that's everything that I wanted to show you today about Compass Classroom and how you can use this resource in your Christian homeschool. I don't think you will go wrong with these courses, no matter if you're looking for a Bible course, a course on literature or history, or even a calculus course. I looked hard to find some negative reviews on these courses, but I haven't found any. I think these are just very high quality courses that are really going to benefit your kids. And if you've gone through any of these courses, I'd love it if you could share your experience in the comments so that you can help other homeschooling families make an informed decision on their curriculum. As always, if you have any questions on anything that we went over in this video or just a general question on homeschooling, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching.